Welcome to Codebusters Booklet 10. In this booklet, we'll go over the letters G, E, and L. Remember, parental interaction is essential in this series, especially when your child says the letter names and their sounds. We'll have more information for parents near the end of this video. For now, let's open up our booklets to the front and side cover, and you'll see this page. We want to remind you at the top of this page that whenever you see tracing or guidance, you need to write the letters. Now let's jump into our first letter. Let's start by reading the directions. Repeat each letter name and its sound after your teacher 3 times. This is the lowercase letter G. Its name is G. Its sound is G, as in girl. G, 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 G. And now you can write your lowercase letter G. This is the uppercase letter G. Its name is also G. Its sound is also G, as in girl. G, 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 G. And then you can write your uppercase letter G. Now let's move on to the next activity. Say the name and sound or beginning sound of each letter or picture. During class, you can ask for help if you can't remember what these pictures are. This is the letter G. Its sound is G. And then you can write your lowercase letter G. This is a picture of a girl. The beginning sound is G. And then you can circle it. This is a gift. The beginning sound is G. And then you can circle it. This is a goat. The beginning sound is G. And then you can circle it. This is a gorilla. The beginning sound is G. And then you can circle it. This is a picture of gum. The beginning sound is G. And then you can circle it. This is a picture of gas. The beginning sound is G. And then you can circle it. Now on to our next letter. Let's read the directions again. Repeat each letter name and its sound after your teacher 3 times. This is the lowercase letter E. Its name is E. Its sound is as in elephant. E, 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 E. And then you can write your lowercase letter E. This is the uppercase letter E. Its name is also E. Its sound is also as in elephant. E, 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 E. And then you can write your uppercase letter E. The next activity reads as follows. Say the name and sound or beginning sound of each letter or picture. You can ask for help during class if you're not sure what the pictures are. Then fill in each letter or circle each picture. This is the letter E. Its sound is as in elephant, remember? And then we can write our lowercase e. This is an elephant. The beginning sound is and then we can circle it. This is an egg. The beginning sound is and then we can circle it. This is pointing to elbow. The beginning sound is and then you can circle it. This is an elevator. The beginning sound is and then you can circle it. This is an elf. The beginning sound is and then you can circle it. This is a picture of echo. The beginning sound is and then circle it. And now for our last letter. Repeat each letter name and its sound after your teacher 3 times. This is the lowercase letter L. Its name is L. Its sound is L, as in log. L, 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 L. And then you can write your lowercase letter L. This is the uppercase letter L. Its name is also L. Its sound is also L, as in log. L, 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 L. And then you can write your uppercase letter L. Say the name and sound or beginning sound of each letter or picture. You can ask for help if you need to during class. Fill in each letter or circle each picture. This is the letter L. Its sound is L. And then you can write your lowercase letter L. This is a picture of a log. The beginning sound is L, and then you can circle it. This is a lizard. The beginning sound is L, and then you can circle it. This is a lion. The beginning sound is L, and then you can circle it. This is a picture of lips. The beginning sound is L, and then you can circle it. This is a picture of leaf. The beginning sound is L, and then circle it. This is a picture of leg. The beginning sound is L, and then you can circle it. Now that we've gone over all the vocabulary, we'll go over all the new blending you'll see in this booklet. So let's start with the directions again. Say the sound of each letter separately, then blend the sounds together. We'll start with this first one and then just keep going through. G, a, g, a, ga. G, I, g, I, g. A, g, og, og. G, g, g. G, ug, ug. Egg, egg, egg. L, le, le. L, l. L, la. L, I, li. Ill, ill. All, all. L, la. L, la. And then we also include a new type of blending where we'll do two separate blends and then put all three sounds together in a word. So let's start by saying it separately, then we'll blend the sounds together. So let's get started with this one. L, I, li. Ip, ip. L, ip, lip. Just keep practicing that if you had a little bit of trouble with it. Now we'll focus in on the parents. Remember, parental interaction is essential in this series, especially when your child says the letter names and their sounds. If you open up your student's booklet to the front and side cover, you'll see this page. At the top, we remind you and your student that your student needs to be writing all of the letters if they see any sort of tracing or guidance. If you don't see any tracing or guidance, your student does not need to complete these letters. However, it is very good practice for their fine motor skills. And lastly, we want to make sure that you understand how important story time is to your students. As they're learning how to read, it's very important for you to read to them as often as possible. We'll have more information about that later on in this video. For now, let's open up the booklet. We'll start on page 3, and I'm going to show you a few activities that may seem difficult to your students at first. This activity should look pretty familiar if your student has been in Codebusters for a few booklets. In this booklet, in this activity, we want your student to isolate the ending sound of the picture. This is a picture of gas. If your student has trouble understanding how to do this, just overemphasize that ending sound for your student. Gas, gas. And hopefully they'll easily identify S as the ending sound. We also have your student isolate the middle sound of different vocabulary words. So in this instance, we have the word fish, ish, fish. Once again, see how I'm overemphasizing that middle sound so that hopefully your student can easily identify I as the middle sound for that. Really, once we get into this booklet, it may be a little bit trickier because I include other vowels as answer choices. And that's because it's so important for them to identify the difference between the different sounds of the vowels. Lastly, we also have The rhyming activity. If your student has been in previous Codebusters booklet, this should be a familiar activity, but it's important to note that in this one, we want your student to identify 2 pictures that rhyme with the word provided. So once again, if your student struggles with this activity, just overemphasize that ending sounds. So in this instance, the word given is pen. So you'll just go through each of the answer choices and see which 2 have the similar ending sound. So we have pen pig, pen tin, pen men. And hopefully your student can easily identify the 2 that match the ending sound. However, if your student is struggling, continue to give them examples of different rhyming words. We have pen hen, pen zen, pen bin, and so on and so forth. Once your student starts to identify the different words that do match rhyming wise, then have them come up with some words that may rhyme. And they can be nonsense words and made up words. They don't have to be real words, as long as they identify what rhyming is. It can be really helpful for them developing as readers. Also, at the bottom of this page, we have for every day of work a review section like this. For this activity, we want your student to say the name of each letter, then say the sound of each letter, and then the student can write the letters as well. So it's very important for them to go through this review every day to ensure they're retaining all the information that they've learned throughout this series. Also, on the bottom of every 4th page, you'll see a prompt to read a story with your student. So be sure to do this. We do have a story provided at the end of this booklet. However, if your student has a favorite book or a book from the library that they really want to read, that's completely fine too. Just as long as your student is reading every day, that's most important. If we flip to the back of the book, you'll see the story that we provide. We have directions at the top, and I'll read them now. Let's read this story. Follow my finger underneath each word as I read it. You may repeat this story as many times as you desire, and then your student can find all 10 gifts, which is a fun counting activity that they can interact with the story. At the bottom, you'll see our story. As you can see, it emphasizes the sounds that they're learning in this booklet, as well the vocabulary that they're being taught. So that's why it could be helpful to use this as your story, but most importantly, as well as reading a story every day, it's important to have your finger follow along as you read, so your student can start associating different sounds with the words that you are saying. And lastly, I have a reminder that whenever your student is blending, we want them to use only short vowels, so we'll review those now. We want a as in apple, I as in igloo, a as in octopus, as in umbrella, and as in elephant. If you have any questions, please contact the owner of your Gideon Center.